Hi, I'm Picky Apricot Steve Andrews, and I'm going to show you how to set up events on your Wild Apricot site. With Wild Apricot's Events module, you can set up any number of events and publish them in an events calendar on your Wild Apricot site or another website. You can organize various types of events, including conventions, conferences, seminars, board meetings, training sessions, webinars, and social events. From the events calendar, visitors can view event details, sign up for events, register guests, and pay registration fees online. You can restrict each event to selected membership levels and set up multiple registration types so you can charge different prices for different event packages or for different kinds of attendees. To create and manage your Wild Apricot events, you go to the Events tab. You can manage an existing event by clicking on it within the list. To add a new event, you click the Add Event button. You can create a new event from scratch or copy an existing event to use as a basis for the new one. If you copy an event, the new event will inherit its settings from the existing event. If you create an event from scratch, it will initially be set to visible, but with registration disabled. After you've created or copied the event details screen appears. From here, you can specify the event name, location, date, and cost, and control whether visitors to your site can see and register for the event. Tags can be used to categorize events. You can assign an unlimited number of tags to each event and use those tags to limit the kind of events appearing on your events calendar page. In the description field, you can add text, pictures, and links. If you have events with limited space, you can choose to cap your event to a specific number of registrations. When the registration number is reached, event registration will be automatically disabled. For each event, you can choose whether to publish a list of registrants. Doing so may encourage others to register or promote networking. You can control whether the attendees list is visible to all visitors or just members, and whether the list includes pending registrations for which payment has not yet been received. You can customize the registration form for an event by adding, removing, and reordering event fields. You can add event fields to collect event-specific information and even upsell some extra options to your registrants. For example, you can add an event field for a meal selection and another to offer preferred seating. Depending on how you set up the field, an additional cost can be added at checkout. Event fields are combined with common fields from your contact database to form the event record and populate the registration form. For each event, you must set up at least one registration type before you can enable an event for registration. Setting up registration types allows you to charge different prices for different event packages or for different kinds of attendees. For example, you may want to charge more for non-members or less for premium members. You can enable guest registration so that registrants can register other people at the same time as they submit their own registration. You can choose to collect contact information for each guest or just ask for the total number of guests. You can also choose whether to charge a special guest price for the event or just use the base price. For each event, various announcements, reminders, and registration messages can be automatically emailed. You can customize the emails for a particular event, adding text, formatting, graphics, and links to each message. You can schedule event announcements to be automatically delivered a certain number of days before the event, or you can manually send them at any time. For each event, you can designate an event organizer who will receive copies of all event emails and will be set as a default reply to for event announcements and reminders. Now that you've set up your registration types, you can enable registration. So that visitors to your site can see your events and register for them, you need to add at least one event calendar page to your website and make the page accessible to non-administrators. You can customize the event calendar by adding introductory text, choosing the default view, and controlling what type of events are included. You can set up multiple event calendar pages, each displaying a different set of events. For example, member-only versus public events. Once an event is set up and online registration is enabled, it will appear on your event calendar page in Wild Apricot, where your visitors can view details and register for the event. When registering for an event, visitors may be asked to choose a registration type. Depending on whether they are logged in or not, some member-only registration types may not be available. After selecting a registration type, registrants fill out the registration form and select additional event options, if any, for example, meal preference, breakout sessions. If the event is set up with a guest registration option, the registrant will be able to indicate the number of guests. Then, unless the event is free, registrants proceed with online payment of the registration fee. Registrants are automatically added to the attendees list and the contact database if they're not already there. Wild Apricot will automatically generate an invoice and payment record for each attendee. To check how registration is proceeding for your event, you can view a list of registrants filtered by registration status and sorted by registration date, attendee name, or registration type. You can view the details of individual registrations by clicking registrations within the list. For a breakdown of event payments, you can generate a payments report that lists the number of attendees, the amount collected, and the amount owing, broken down by registration type. If your registration form includes options such as meal choices or special seating, you can generate a registration fields report summarizing the choices made by event registrants. We hope this was helpful.